actually Anchor Point, Alaska. I'm north of the border of Diamond Ridge with Homer, Alaska, and I'm in the safe zone, the exclusion zone. This is where the working class money stalkers live. Just like their noble exclusion zone, you find people here that do what it takes to survive, whether it's lumber or collecting scrap metal or working hard for the oil companies and gas companies, uh, trying to live independently. So I'll turn the screen around so you can see this, but this is the old Sterling Highway. And I'll flip the camera around. So what I'm doing is driving the old Sterling Highway. It's got a slow speed limit on it, 35 miles per hour. It's very curvy. It's a very short it's a short highway. Forget that, I live in Alaska and everything is bigger up here. So, ladies, take note. We're on our way, or I'm on my way because I'm a single Orthodox Alaskan on the way to the Anchor Point Senior Center to get some Belgian waffles and some bacon. Today it was either Belgian waffles and bacon or ham or blueberry pancakes. And it's going till noon, so I'm going to stop there and get some of that. More or less to support the Anchor Point Senior Center, because as far as senior centers go, I think it's very wonderful, and they do a lot of good for the community. Sometimes the food that they get surpluses of, they'll just tell everybody in town, hey, if you need some milk or some fish or other goods, just come on up and come pick it up. One day I happened to be going by and saw that and got like a 5 or a 10-pound bag of smelt. Another time I got a big box of salmon from the company Trident, who gave it. So Trident isn't all bad, even though they do dragging in the Bering Sea. They still do a lot of good. And they created a lot of jobs for Alaskans that otherwise wouldn't have had any income. So there is just that aspect to that company to figure out, because we can't drag the Bering Sea. This has always been a beautiful road that I've liked. When I first started looking to buy land seriously up here to homestead, I looked at a bunch of pieces on this road. Sometimes in the winter, it can get a bit rough. There was a nice little piece with a pond here, and my dream was to raise some fish, maybe some whitefish in the pond, so I'd have fish always ready in case of an emergency. There has been a couple tweakers that got property down here, and I don't really understand what happened. But we'll see. I haven't been up here in a little bit. We'll see how bad of a train wreck it was. The last few years when I've drove past, it's just like made my jaw drop, even subconsciously. That used to be only something that you'd see on like the Tall Tree Road. But I haven't been finding as many needles at the pullouts lately. So I'm hoping, since peer pressure of the community got the needle exchange program shut down, because really all it was doing was making it easier for people to do drugs, and just vastly rapidly expanded the number of people that use drugs, because now they had easy access to all the paraphernalia that they needed to keep doing it. So perfect drug dealer scenario. If you're a cartel member, just set up a needle exchange, because then you'll have way more customers. This road is a lot of black spruce and birch, a little bit of cottonwoods. You can see the cottonwood, you can tell right away because the bark is so rough. And the birch, you can tell right away if you look at the tops. You see there's lots of fine curly branches. Baseball Street. There's some oddly named streets here. There's Alligator Avenue. We'll come up to the Anchor River here eventually, to the Anchor River Bridge. And I think I'll do, after I get to the senior center and get my breakfast, maybe I'll do another stream on the way back. We'll go down to the Anchor Point Beach. It is fairly cold this morning. It's only 9 degrees. Rascal Lane. So this used to be the highway until they made the new Sterling Highway. So I couldn't imagine how many hours and hours and hours it'd take to get from Anchorage to Homer if you had to drive a road this curvy. I'm going to be getting hit by a big storm tomorrow night. So after I get done with all this stuff, I need to go get some lamp oil, maybe some more candles, do my shopping for food, be ready for the storm. Try to see these messages real quick. Bear with me. Doing good. Good to see you. Thanks for watching the stream. Luke Road. I think we're coming up on like the first piece of property I thought about buying. Oh yeah. And it still doesn't look like anything's happened with it. Except there's neighbors to both sides of it now. This was the first one I looked at. And it's got a nice little pond out there. And it looks like it's got a pond further out back too. But there didn't used to be a lot on both sides of it, and it looks like someone's building back around the back of it. They're getting ready to. You could never tell. There's so many people come up here with the Alaskan Dream, and they'll have someone punch a driveway in for them, then realize how much that driveway costs to build, and they're just like, I'm done with it. And then it just sits there vacant for 2 decades, and then all of a sudden you see it for sale again. It's kind of weird like that. Nothing's cheap anymore. I'm thinking about when I can move into Russia, actually, or the country of Georgia, because I can't see being able to afford on a pension to be able to live in the United States, which is just fine with me, because I think it'd be absolutely beautiful to be just like you, just like home for me, to have a homestead near the taiga or something like this. I don't really care or worry about the medical care aspect like they think everyone wants to worry about or needs to, because we can't afford it anyway. It costs about $4,000, $3,500 to just walk into an emergency room in the United States anymore. It's an absolute joke. And it's so cheap in all these other countries because they actually pick the students that want to go to medical school, and if they pass their exams to get in, then they're in, and then they pay for their medical school so that the nation can have doctors actually be able to help people. And I'm sure the first people to rebel against that would be the universities. And old people lose their homes because they can't afford to pay property tax when they retire on property that they're supposed to be secure in, according to the Constitution of the United States, that we are all spitting on by allowing it to continue. So there's that. There's kind of that place is rough there. Looks like they cleaned it up a little bit. And I think this was like another one. I won't show it because it looks like they have cleaned it up a bit. Maybe they got someone to help them haul some junk away. It was absolutely horrible. Because all you got to do up here is ask for help. That is one thing that's great about Alaska. Even if you don't know your neighbors, you go to your neighbor's house and ask them for help. More than likely, more than 99.999%, they're going to be right there to help you. Either that or you disappear. So we're coming up to the north end of the old Sterling Highway in Anchor Point, Alaska, where I'm on a quest for Belgian waffles and bacon at the Anchor Point Senior Center, who does these breakfasts and sometimes dinners to raise money for their services. Really great organization to help out. I gotta ask if they're gonna start doing bingos on Friday nights again too, because I might start going to that. And we're coming up to the Anchor River, which used to have an awesome run of silver salmon in it and king salmon until the Fish and Game started taking interest in it and destroyed it. And throughout the years of my life, I almost wonder if the Fish and Game departments are destroying all the fish and wildlife on purpose and intentionally so that people don't have a backup source of food. As much as has disappeared that they've managed, it's really, really starting to make me wonder if that's the true purpose of a Fish and Game department. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just, it's just me noticing that there's no more shrimp, clams, Dungeness, king crab, snow crab, king salmon, silver salmon, steelhead. It could just be me noticing that. Maybe it's just a coincidence because there was before they start getting involved with all putting up these weirs and sampling and all this stuff. So this person starting out with a high tunnel greenhouse. I love seeing this when people try this alternative farming. I always pray that it works for them. Looks like they got some solar panels going on. Looks like they got their own wood mill set up. Striving to learn, adapt, and overcome, which should be the motto. One of the mottos in life that we should all share in. The first being the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. The second being see God first in all things, yourself second, others second, and yourself last. and learn, adapt, and overcome. Here's the Anchor River State Recreation Area. We used to have like a cool looking metal bridge that went over this river, but now we have the modern American equivalent with the no fishing from bridge signs just to bum you out. I think I'll do a video of that after I get breakfast here. Actually, now I gotta go to the ATM. I just remembered. Let's go to Anchor Point store, the Anchor Point warehouse. This used to be the Anchor River Lodge, and now it's the Angry Salmon. There's the Anchor Point liquor store. Now we're coming up to the Sterling Highway. Anchor Point School's on my left. Chapman School. Subaru repair shop. Subarus are really popular here. This is Star's coffee shop. She does really good coffee. Thurman's gas station. They do auto repair too. Pizza shop hasn't been open in a while. I don't know what happened. There's the senior center down there, but I have to go grab some money. Blue Bus Diner. Ramiro's is like my favorite. They're taking their... Oh, they back? It's like they're getting ready to come back. They take a month off or so in the winter. Hard-working people keep that thing going all the rest of the year. Useful Things Pawn Shop. And this is the Warehouse Grocery, AP's little supermarket. I think I'll cut the broadcast here and we'll get back to it afterwards, and I'll go down by the Anchor River Beach. Thanks for joining.